Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on Karen here in a rematch, first one of the week, and we're going to go ahead and use the ultimate save ball that currently is in the game. I think this is probably the best thing that you can run for, like, save tanking. Probably, I mean, I could, like, get more merges and stuff, but I kind of want the fodder, to be honest. I am potentially going to go back onto that Fjorm banner just to see if I can get one more final copy before it runs out. I want to put Shield Fighter on Ascended Fjorm as well, because she's still really, really good. Like, no joke. Both of these Fjorms are all three Fjorms are very, very good. Except for the legendary one, he's trash. But yeah, definitely want to go back into that banner and pick up one more Fjorm, and then give that. I'm considering Ascended Fjorm, and then also, I do want to get another copy because I want to give it to Brave Corrin, because she's up for a refine next year. So I'm sure that will be good in combination with Shield Fighter. I don't think Shield Fighter is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So you're definitely going to have to, like, anticipate dealing with this moving forward. I didn't realize that there was a potent clause in the Shield Fighter thing, so you don't need to quad, thank God, because I was really worried that everyone was going to start bringing catcher balls everywhere on offense, which was, God, I did not want to see that. But yeah, potent follow-up is probably going to be the way forward. It's going to be interesting to see how they get that onto mages, who I think are the only unit type, or one of the few unit types that don't have access to that, along with flyers. Flyers can get potent, the one that the green one that Sharina has, and melee flyers. But then range flyers, mages, they don't have one unless they're daggers. You can get, there's one for daggers. I think those are the only two. I don't think there's access to any other potent follow-ups. So yeah, I guess this is their attempt at introducing more of the engage mechanics into the game, making it more mandatory. I don't want to say mandatory, but more, it's increasing the requirement for that to be a part of the game structure. Because before that, like, the potent skills have been in the game for a while now, and like, aside from the one that Sharina has, there really isn't like that big of an impetus to go out and get it. Like, I could do without the potent follow-up on most of my units. But with this Shield Fighter now being a thing, it definitely is looking like it's probably going to be a requirement. And then to top it all off, the successful, that's not the word, best users of that skill, I think, like, even for just the first potent that came out, which was on Marth, Emblem Marth is still the best user, that one. There isn't any unit that's really better, because he gets the full effect out of all of the hits. So either potent is going to be like in weapon refines, or just weapons that come out, or are they going to be making it as skills? And I think to make it more accessible to everyone, it probably would be better off as a skill, but then everyone can do it. Unless that's going to be like the core, one of the core mechanics of the new unit, the new Reagan that's going to come out. But I didn't see anything like that in her kit that indicated that she would have that. But I mean, it's probably going to change when she's on the banner, no doubt about that. But we'll see what happens there. Surprised that I didn't double Felix on the first initiation. This is like, tanking has become so complex, man. I had to really put some thought into the strategy here. Even though these units are like overpowered, Embla has made it so that, but then again, you can probably run Micaiah, but I mean, still, Embla has made it so that this isn't a brain dead strategy. You really have to think about what you're going to do. I planned at least 2 turns ahead, because I think, well, I'm pretty sure Embla is going to come down the middle, because I've not opened any of the other lanes. So yeah, I planned that far ahead. It's just what I'm going to do about the fact that she'll come down the middle. We'll figure that out as we go along. But as you can see here, Fjorm having no problems dealing with the opponents as they come. Yo, Alphonse. I don't know what I'm going to do about Alphonse just yet, but we'll figure it out. Let's see what happens with that. And also we got to get rid of Brave Robin. I think she'll probably end up being the last unit here, which will be good for me because that means I can get the pots. So yeah, the pots are like all the way in the back. Okay, alright. But in any case, +1 dual Fjorm. I was considering running Ascended Fjorm, but then I was like, let's just use the new unit because truthfully, as long as Fjorm is outspeeding Ascended Fjorm, it's really not that much different from Shield Fighter, with or without Shield Fighter, as long as Ascended Fjorm is outspeeding. And I was running her with Hardy Bearing, so it didn't really make much of a difference in a lot of her matchups. So, so yeah, I could have just ran her instead of this dual Fjorm, which I guess potentially could be the end outcome. I mean, I could swap seasons with one of them. I've done it before. Don't need both of them in both seasons. Save units are like back on top now with this skill. Definitely, I 1000% think that. And I was going back to like just the units with the potent follow-up. I think Ivy has it in her weapon, and then there's also Uller, but you're not going to really see Uller on defense. That's more like a Summoner Duels thing, or if you have a save on offense. And then there's also Bernie, but like with this setup, I don't have to worry about Bernie. She won't outspeed my Fjorm, which she needs to do if she's going to hit that quad. So yeah, Fjorm, this setup with Fjorm, she demolishes most things. The only matchup Ascended Fjorm was really losing, Ascended Fjorm specifically, she was losing against Bernie because she couldn't meet the speed check. She was getting outsped. And then, you know, Brave hits, which is what Shield Fighter would have fixed, but again, it's not that big of a deal. It's totally fine. I can survive without it. It's not a skill that you 100% need if you're fire saving, but it does help you with a lot of your matchups. It really is competitive. In terms of where the game is going in the future of the game, I think it's totally competitive. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the range options and whether or not they give the full power to each hit, because that's really what makes or break the skill. In terms of the damage output, if you're not able to do maximum damage on all of the hits, then I mean, why bother have the skill, you know? You're better off going the triangle attack route, which, again, you can still do. It's totally viable, so that's definitely an option. So we're going to take out Embla here, because she's really the only thing stopping us from doing exactly what we want to do. I just got to figure out how to do it, and then who is going to be left alive here to get the pots. I'm not sure. I really need those pots. I can't, like, not get them. It's too early in the week to be missing too many pots. I skipped a day a little bit earlier this week, just because I don't think I'll skip later on this week. But apparently there was a problem for those who skipped on the first day, which is actually crazy. So they've lost some lift there. Hopefully they're able to recover that. But, well, actually no, the update came out and said that they won't be able to get that lift back because it's just lift lost. It's crazy because lift lost, that's what it's called, and it's actually lift that is now lost. But you can still make decent tiers even with lift lost. You can make tier 38, I believe, and still be okay for Ether raids. I don't know what I'm going to do here now. This is actually getting kind of tricky. It's turn 3. Alphonse is just going to get stronger.
Leave it to me.
And I don't know exactly what we'll do in terms of damage output. I think it's safe to say that I won't be able to kill Alphonse, or at least Grima won't be able to kill him. So I think I might have to give up the idea of leaving Brave Robin as the last unit and kind of bank on Alphonse just tanking everything. I think that's probably where my best option is going to lie in terms of being able to get the pots and clear this map. So yeah, let's take out Embla here, and then we'll be able to save. I've been considering whether or not I should put down like the ice terrain, but I don't know if it's worth it to just put it down right now, because I mean, yeah, I won't get attacked, but it doesn't really matter whether I get attacked or not, so I might just like not do it, I think. Or at least for now, I might think focusing now is try to get the pots. I think that's really the best way forward. And then once I can secure the pots, I can worry about whoever's left. Ather was doing like no damage to this Felix, this Alphonse, because he has the emblem Ike Ring, which is actually a really good setup for this type of layout. Just so that he has the extra bulk. I haven't really seen anyone like build a successful defense map or defense team on this map because of how difficult it is to cover all of your units. But I guess like this setup that I've seen here from my opponents is actually really decent for the current state of the game. Just looking at the units that are bonus and everything, I think this actually works out pretty well. Okay. I mean, in any case, Holoforms is out. Terrible units. I'm really surprised at that. Well, then again, I don't even know what it was up against, but well, actually, it was decided before any, what's the word I'm looking for here? Controversy over the legendary banner, legendary arena thing. So yeah, that was decided from long before, and we're just like seeing these units now. So it doesn't really change anything, but I don't, personally, I'm not picking up any of these units. There's no value there for me. So probably just going to play through the Holoforms and call it there. What else? Let's see. What else is going on? Don't know what I'm going to do for Astra Anima on defense yet because, yeah. Well, I mean, Embla is probably going to be the thing that's missing, but I do have... I secretly pulled. Well, I kind of secretly did pull on the double special heroes banner with Baby Dual Robin, and I picked up Embla as the spark. So I do have her. So I might consider doing that for Astra Anima because ultimately, taking out Fjorm is really the end goal here. I don't know how best to go about it. There are some configurations that I have in mind to take advantage of that armor effective damage. For some reason, you do a lot more damage to Fjorm on the second hit if you're hitting Brave, and I'm not quite sure why. There's less damage reduction. I didn't read all of it, but I do know that if you like put out enough damage on the second hit versus Dual Fjorm, you will, or not just Dual Fjorm, but Shield Fighter in general, if you put out enough damage on the second hit, you typically are able to, or it is possible for you to get through or break through the damage reduction from the shield effect. So that's something that I'm considering. But I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll see what I can think of with that. But yeah, those are just like the main things that I'm considering right now. Nothing else really going on. Currently, like as of this game, I'm really kind of stressed out about getting the pots and how we're gonna deal with this Alphonse because he's just getting stronger and stronger. We have 3 turns left, and I have to figure out how I'm gonna take him out in those 3 turns. He's gonna lose his +1 movement, so at least that's nice. But I was kind of considering going up and stepping on that trap, but healing tower, I'm not in range. He'll just heal it. No, well, luckily, since there's no one else, he's not going to get advantage of the Breath of Life, which is fantastic. But the healing tower is still there, and I'm not in position to take it out just yet. So we have to wait. He's been retreating.
Let us go.
Yeah, he's just ended up in some really good spots. I don't really know what to do about it. But yeah, let's keep going. What else? There's nothing else really going on in the game. I've like played through a lot of those like extra challenges, the chain battles and stuff like that I've been saving up for a rainy day. And this is really that rainy day. It's been raining like all week, but really so that I could get those orbs, as I mentioned, to pull for extra copies of Dual Fjorm. Yeah.
It's a promise.
And then I don't know, like I'm just gonna put them down. Like if I eventually do get some extra, I'm just gonna put them down and like hold. I think we're gonna get at least 2 more armored units before the year runs out. Mythics, I think there will be, and maybe 1 mythic and 1 other. I don't think they'll release both. I think one of the new characters is not going to be released this year, and I don't know who it's going to be. I think they might give us the flying Hearthfelger instead of the Snake Girl. I think they might do that instead, or they might just release both of the armors that are currently from the stories. I don't know what IS is going to do in that regards, but yeah. Yo, this Alphonse is a pain, yo. Oh my god, turn 5. Alright, we're gonna have to start. This is getting kind of risky here. We're gonna have to start trying to figure out some course of action here, because this is getting to the end game here. I really should have brought a different. I should have, like, when I was putting this team together, I was just like, man, I really want to use Byleth because I never get. It's been like 2 years since I've been able to use her, so I really wanted to throw her into a team and just get some usage out of this plus 10 legendary. She's really good, especially in arena, but I'm not sure how she'll do in this Alphonse matchup. Well, actually, she's been apparently doing pretty badly in this Alphonse matchup, so I don't know how to fix that. And I also need to get her closer so we can start doing some stuff. Ooh, this does not look good. I don't want him to continue to just hit me and just run all the way in the back. So I definitely got to close the distance. And I also got to break the healing tower. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Probably should have brought a red unit instead. There's no red units on this team.
Let us go.
Just to help out against Alphonse here. Probably I should have given Lumera her the ruse, just so I could put some debuffs down, if anything.
Good morning.
What do we get here?
They will know code.
Oh, I'm also like into the end game or the final battles for that time I got recreated as a slime, the light novel. There's like 1 volume left, and it's getting really, really good towards the end now. So hopefully I'll be able to finish that before the year runs out. I've never read something for this long. This is like whole new territory for me. I've never like read one piece of fantasy that took this long to finish. Man, this Alphonse is a pain. Definitely feel like I've waited too long, but there was really no other option if I really wanted to get out of this with both bots. And also, I wasn't doing any damage to him to begin with, so yeah. Maybe I could rework the team to get someone else in here to help out against Alphonse, or like for a future match. But for this one, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Is it time?
I don't want to drop Byleth. I really like having her there, but also I could just put Felix there, or I could put anyone there really. Someone red. I have a ton of options in terms of just units that could go into that spot, but
let us begin.
Just gonna have to keep plugging away. He's already at like the maximum I think he can get, or he's gonna get there with this attack. I think this should put him at 20.
Decided then.
Not that it really matters. I wasn't doing any damage to him before, so it doesn't really change anything. But yeah, I was actually hoping that since he was solo, his special wouldn't get the great talent effect when his special trigger, but apparently it doesn't matter. It's just whether it's solo or not, he just gets it once his special triggers, and that's that. Alright, so we're in position to get the last pot.
Do not waver.
Gotta move Byleth over just to see if I can do anything. I'm really close to just calling it quits, man, because I don't know how I'm gonna take out this Alphonse, but I'm gonna keep trying here. There's one more turn left. He'll attack one more time. Nothing will happen. So let's move Byleth over. Let's just see what we can get out of her. And then maybe I can get something out of Lumera as well. Oh no, but that is really going to be the plan. And also he's kind of like a lot more boxed in. He won't move the full spaces, so there's that as well.
Are you sure?
I'm trying to cope as hard as possible here. I have no idea what to do. Oh, Something
Ready.
like that blew my mind on
Leave it to
YouTube
me.
recently. Ooh. I can't get there. Alright, we're gonna have to wait until the next turn then. Yeah. Something that blew my mind recently on YouTube was Nikocado Avocado.
Insects to be
He's not
crushed.
fat anymore. I was amazed. I was like, oh my god, who is this? He went through his villain arc. He lost all the weight and now he reminds me of
It's a
I don't think I
promise.
can say that word. Schindler's List.
They
If you
will
watch
know,
that movie,
Cole. Are
then
you
you
sure?
know what I'm referring to. Schindler's List. Yeah. But yeah, he lost a ton of weight and he is bald. Surprisingly, he cut off his hair. This is the most insane transformation that I've seen one person go through in like forever. This is like even better than when Oprah lost all that weight. Yeah, this is even better than that. Like he is totally slimmed down. I can't imagine like what he went through to just drop over 200 pounds. That is insane. He looks like he lost a person. Like he says he feels like a different person, and I can understand because you literally just lost the whole person. 200 pounds of a person has left you. So that was
Let us
like
go.
totally mind-blowing.
Is it time?
Just hearing him talk about it, I'm really interested to
Where is
see
my prey?
if he drops
It
a
is
video
done.
about like his weight loss journey. I think that would be super interesting. Definitely something that I would be like loving to see. I don't know, apparently he was like worried about like
Insects to be crushed. Do not waver.
I mean, at least she's alive. How did she reduce that? Man.
Let us begin.
Oh, okay, so this is just Sedith. I should have realized.
This'll be
This is
fun.
just the power of Sedith here. That's the only way Lumira is living that
Are
hit.
you sure?
I need to make a spot here for Byleth to come in. So I gotta move Fjorm.
They will know cold.
Let's see.
Leave it to me.
Alright, she's putting down numbers actually. That's great. Oh my god, man. Sedith. Thank you. Holy. Alright, I think I can do this now actually. I think we're getting somewhere.
Let us go.
This gives me Wings of Mercy 4. Which means I can get in there with Peony. Get some extra drives on that follow-up attack. Yeah, I think we got this now actually. Especially since his clash effects won't be in play.
And shout.
I'm trying to get him off the terrain here so that he doesn't have the buffs from his own terrain. But apparently
done.
that didn't work because he's still on his terrain. Does the ice is it because he's already in my space that I can't put the ice there?
It's a promise.
That's interesting because the ice one's everywhere else. There should be one ice terrain on the spot that Alphonse is on, but apparently
Is it time?
if someone is already on that space, you don't get the ice there. That's good to know.
Let us go.
Alright, we're gonna do this with Lumira. Just to get the Wings of Mercy option. And this is all Sedith, man. My god, Sedith is hard carrying this team. I think he's like the best support unit in the game. I would definitely put him up there. I don't like S tier support. He's really, really good. The stat swings are insane. The only reason that Lumira lived that hit is because of Sedith.
Are you sure?
18. Even better now. Okay, we're definitely going to take this. Get both pots. We get bailed out by
Leave it to me.
Sedith and Byleth here. I was not anticipating this when I ended that last turn. I really thought it was over. But we take these.
Here's something to believe
GG's.
in.
I was really considering if I should give her Resonance or Potent, but I just didn't want to fodder I didn't want to invest any more fodder as of right now. I think they'll power creep both of those skills eventually, so let's wait to see what they put out and hold off on that because Special Spiral is still
It is done.
very, very good. So look at that, man. Plus 50, plus 55. Yo, jeez. Jeez. Yeah.
Let us begin.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it, man. That's definitely going
Are
in
you
the
sure?
thumbnail. Definitely going in the thumbnail. Getting the full... This is like getting the full effects out of everything here. Blade Session, the drives from Peony, the drives from... I don't even know where else. Byleth has given her own drives, so... Yeah, we needed everything here to get this kill on Alphonse, and it's totally worth.
Here is something to believe in.
When you invest into a unit and they're able to put out this type of performance, definitely worth the investment. Definitely clutch right there. She saved that match. GG's, Byleth. Definitely well worth. Yeah, man. See you in the next one. That was a tough match.